In today's episode, I'm going to share the total landscaping that I have. These varied landscapes, there is stories, experiences, and novel encounter of plants during the making of these landscapes. In planting, there is happiness that only a true planter will encounter and experience. The tolerance of this plant for the direct heat of the sunlight is very high, and it survives even if you will not water them daily or every day. It will survive. Still, there is ruby. This is Peneki. And an arrangement of this pandamus. Yellow color is attractive and it is an eye-catching. And above this, I have not yet trimmed this pandakaki. And that silver pandakaki, this one. And above this pandakaki, I arrange this group of picara plant. And the main highlight of this area is that fortune. That's the family of Drosera. And if we tour along this area, this is like a pandamus also. However, the outlining of this plant is white. And the tea plant, a series, a collection of tea plants are incorporated in this garden. There is no hassle of watering them. The main fence of our home garden is this pandakaki, arranged in a straight line, and at the left side also, just like that. And I plan that I have to surround this area by the use of these pandakakis. There are available pandakakis out from this fence. And we have this black prints also at this side, just to balance the two. Let's take a sip of coffee first. Before I'm going to introduce some of my plants to this. By the way, they're all potted plants. This is a very common plant in our area. I just put it directly to the soil, and it attracts to the visitors once they enter in our entrance, the gateless. And at the left side, this is the view. I've seen that this alocasia, it will grow higher and higher. I have this Mickey Mouse. It's a sensitive plant. It's just like the Mickey Mouse in the movie. These are my plants at this side. A collection of philodendrons at the top, and below I mix it with this aglonema alocasia at this side. These are my available plants. I will not name it one by one. If it happens, then it will take time for this episode. Just like this. And for those planters, new planters, I can advise that you start collecting common plants. Then a year ago or 3 years after you start planting, then you will see that there will be an improvement. You will see some of the collections, and you can add it into your garden. In this landscaping, you will not see the plants directly because it is shaded by this plant. I arrange most of my alocasias and calathea at this side, and the common aglonema, I also incorporate it just to balance the color availability in this site. Not just in that area that I made my landscaping, but also at this side. It is a continuous arrangement of landscaping and the use of some simple and common plants that I have in my garden. And look at this side. It's beautiful. If you have this type of garden in your home, you will be so happy. Though the utilization of the plants at this side is very common, but the leaves of these plants, it is various in its forms, and assuredly it is alluring. Giant pandakakis at this side, and guess if where is the first pandakaki that I have. Among of these 5 giant pandakakis, this one. This is my first pandakaki way back 2015 if I'm not mistaken. This is the very first plant that's in our home. No doubt that I am very fond of making an arc or a curve in landscaping. Though it is so good to have a landscape that is in a row, vertically or horizontally, but the curved one, it is somehow different in landscaping. I apply that concept at this side. At this area, it's not yet so beautifully landscaped. It is understandable that at the back of our home, mostly it will not be landscaped beautifully because the visitors will stay at the entrance of our home. It's not at the back. But still, I arrange some of my plants. Sometimes that my siblings will help me in planting plants, especially the cleaning of ground. I can't do it alone. And look at that, this area, and just like that, common as it is, however, it will attract you. If you will look at the far, you will see only at least 5 varieties of plants, but if we take closer, there are plants, especially bromeliad, spider plant at the back that I use in this landscaping. We have poultry of chicken. 3 years, 4 years, there will be changes in this area. At this side, I have this bamboo. Way back in 2014 or 13 during my grade 8 level, there are different types of bamboos discussed in our TLE subject. I can't relate until I plant this type of plants, and that is what is being referred to us by our teacher. These collections of bromeliads, and at the back of it I have Calathea ornata, and I think I have 12 pieces of this bird's nest. Our area is too wide for me to plant different varieties of plants. If only the area is not too wide, then all of my plants will be noticed, or it will somehow create an enigmatic or majestic appeal to the viewers. But don't forget also that space is very important in the formation of landscaping. It's not on the quantity of plants that you've collected or added in your garden. It is dependent on how you arrange or apply your ideas to justify these plants, to extract the beauty of this plant that will capture the eye of the visitors and most especially the planters. This is Ken and you're watching Ken Plants Diaries.